I'm Zach with Veurink's RV Center, and I'll be showing you the Durango Half-Ton 250 RES. So here you have your battery vent there, as well as your extend for your front jacks. Underneath here, you do have your storage. You have your data tag here. In this compartment, you do have your two 30-pound propane tanks with an automatic switchover regulator. So right now we're facing this tank. We're running off this tank here. Once that tank is empty, you go ahead and switch it over. Take that tank off and you can have that filled. Over here you have your wet bay area. So those are the quick connect hose. You have your cable TV and your satellite TV there. If you want to have a TV outside, you can do so, as well as your GFI 110 outlet. Then you do have your valves here. It's nice that everything is listed here, how to put your valves if you're running your city water, your dry camping, pressure fill, your sanitize, and your winterize. And down here you do have a black tank flush and your city water inlet. With your black tank flush, you'll want to have your black tank opened up. You have your valves here, your black valve and your gray valve. Your black valve is for your sewage, so you open that one up first. When that's done draining, you can hook a separate hose up to your black tank flush and flush your black tank out. After that, go ahead and pull your gray to kind of clean out your sewage hose. And here is your water heater. This is a Suburban water heater. It has gas and electric. For electric, you'll have a switch here down your left-hand corner. That has to be on for electric, as well as the one inside on your monitor panel. And you do have a anode rod in there as well, which also acts as your plug. And behind here is you do have a heating element, so you don't want to run any water in there on electric without having water in your tank. You'll end up burning that element up. Before you do pull your anode rod out, you do have a pressure relief valve here. Relieve the pressure in your tank before you pull that out. Nice little light out here, so you can see while you're working on your water heater or hooking up your 30 amp cable. So your cable hookup is here. It does have a blue light indicator letting you know you do have power going to the unit. And your 30 amp cable. So you do have the slide outs, which have the rubber slide out seals. I do recommend using a conditioner on there because they are rubber. Rubber does, over time will rot, dry rot. And you can do your best to kind of prevent that. You do have the electric jacks on the unit. These are meant for stability. These aren't meant for leveling your camper. As soon as they hit the ground, you do want to stop those. So here you do have your galley gray water with the valve there as well. To the left of that, you do have a spot for your sewage hose. And you can see there you have your spare tire under there as well. So you are equipped with a ladder on the back as well, because you do want to check your sealant up there at least 3 times a year. Look for any cracking, any bubbling in the sealant. I do recommend using a die-core self-leveler on the top and then a non-leveler around the sides. You are pre-wired for a backup camera as well. You are equipped with a hitch as well. So if you want to haul a boat and what have you, you can do that. You do have your furnace vent here. You don't want to put any plastic up against there. It does get hot. You don't want anything to melt. 110 GFI outlet outside, as well as your cable outlet. A lot of storage here. And you do have a spot for your 12-volt battery. It is a deep cycle battery. There is a little maintenance with that. You have 2 caps on top of the battery. You can go ahead and take those off with a screwdriver. And there'll be water distilled water in the battery. You want that just above the plates. You'll be able to see little metal plates in there in each one, each cell. So you do want that to be just above the plates. You're also equipped with a battery disconnect there. If you're going to store it for a while or you're storing it for the year, I do recommend taking the battery off if you are storing it for the year and putting it on a charger. But if not, if you're going to store it for a couple weeks, go ahead and turn off your battery disconnect so your battery doesn't drain. The unit is equipped with the solid steps as well. These will just fold up and lock in place in your doorway. You can adjust those if you are on uneven ground. This little pin here, you can adjust the legs up or down. But you do want this sitting flush on the threshold to allow you to be able to shut that door. Show your awning here. So you do have your monitor panel here as well. All your buttons will be right in this cabinet. So for your monitor panel, you do have your battery. We're hooked up right now. It's always going to read full when you are plugged in. If you're not plugged in, it'll give an estimate of where your battery's at. Your freshwater, black tank, and your gray. And then you do have a switch here because you do have the two grays, and it'll give you the other side of your gray tank there. You do have an awning light, cap light, your water pump when you are using your fresh water, water heater on electric, and water heater on gas. Like I said earlier, both the electric switches on the water heater itself and this one have to both be on. And then you just have your light switches there as well. So you do have the Furrion oven here in range. For the cooktop portion, go ahead and put that pilot flame on there. And you can crank that over. And for your oven portion, do the same thing. Put it on the pilot flame, hold that in for about 20 seconds until you establish the flame. Go ahead and crank that over. Once you establish the flame, you can go through and pick your desired temperature. Also does have these nice blue LED lights, which does give you the light inside the oven as well. Hood fan. So you do have this one is equipped with the TV, stereo, which does do Bluetooth. You do have a remote for that as well. It also has two zones. Zone 1 will be inside, Zone 2 will be outside. You can have them both on at the same time or choose one or the other. And then you do have your fireplace as well. Now with the fireplace, it's on the same breaker as your microwave, so they do put it on a switch here so you don't run them both at the same time and flip a breaker. They give you the switch. Alright. Do you have the Norcold Refrigerator? It's gas and electric. All the way to the right here, you can choose your temperature. You have your modes here. Right now we're on automatic. On automatic, if you're plugged into power, it's automatically going to go to electric. If you unplug that, it's going to go over to propane for you. Or you can choose just electric or just propane. And then you do have the dinette here as well. This won't go down into a bed for you. This will pop right off of these posts here. You can store your posts. Those just spin right off. And you can lay it down like so. So your sofa will also go into a bed for you. Pull these cushions off. Set them off to the side. This will pick up Pull these legs out. Drop it down. And this one will come down here. And you can use the cushions as a headboard. Flip that back away. Pull those back in and drop it into place. Also in this cabinet you do have your fuse panel and your breakers. So all your 110 will be on the left, all your 12 volt will be on the right. You do have your fire extinguisher right by the door, as well as your smoke alarm up top. And you do have a propane detector right there under your step. So if there is a propane leak, that will go off. If you're spraying any aerosol cleaners, it'll also go off, as well as hairsprays. Here you do have your thermostat, which will work your furnace and your AC unit, as well as your antenna. It doesn't crank up, but you can rotate it. So go ahead and hit that button in, and you can spin that. There you go. The unit is equipped with a foot flush toilet. You do have a skylight in the shower there, as well as a vent right above your sink. And on the wall there, you will have your GFI reset for all your 110. So on each side, you do have an emergency exit. Behind the bed there, you do have 2 USBs for charging your phone. Over here, you do have a hookup for your cable, antenna, and all that, as well as a booster button. With the green light on, you'll be able to work your antenna. If you are running cable, you do want that off, because it will interfere with your cable there. You have the drawers here, as well as storage under your bed, along with struts. And you do have the vent in here as well.